Hey, welcome to the Saturday show. I'm Kristen,
Hi, Megan.
and this is just kind of where we're gonna talk. These are things we would normally talk about anyway, but we saved them specifically for this, mostly specifically for
Yeah,
this.
usually they're in our car rides when we get Starbucks or we get Gongcha or I don't know. We're usually
Just in the car.
We're usually in the car.
But this is how it starts. So, I want your opinion.
Okay.
So, Warren dropped out this week.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, you know that she did because you're not oblivious to these things, but I'm curious about your feelings because we haven't truly talked about how you feel about it. You know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think I woke up. I think it was one of my days off. So I had Wednesday, Thursday off. I think it was one because it was after the Super Tuesday. I think it was Wednesday that she dropped.
Yeah. Was it whatever?
I don't know. I mean, I'm bummed mostly because now all that's left are, old white guys. I had told you, like, I didn't like Warren's personality at first. She was, like, to me, she was trying too hard to be, like, energetic and young and cool and hip and, like, I don't know, there was something about her, like, rubbing the wrong way, and I wasn't the only one. Like, I think my mom had said, like, she was kind of like, about Warren, like, she wanted to like her, but she found it hard to like her. And then I think once the debate started, I started to like her more, and I don't remember, like, when exactly I turned, but I ended up liking her.
So I have a question on the whole, like, you didn't like her personality.
Yeah.
Do you think that's almost like internal misogyny? That, like, she's trying too hard? Because, like, I don't know, like, Beto O'Rourke, I feel like, had the same type of personality. He was very energetic. He was very excited. He was kind of young. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So is that, not to say you are a misogynist, but, like, I think we all have a little bit of that internal,
like, bias.
yeah, because it's like,
I don't think, because to me, it was natural for AOC. I never found her to be grating or, like, I don't know, it was just something about Warren, and I think part of me, I wasn't a big fan of the whole Pocahontas thing either.
I mean, that's fair.
I feel like she was digging for anything she could find to be, like, special or unique besides being a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was that, only because AOC doesn't bother me. I think AOC is badass. Like,
so do you think the reason why AOC doesn't bother you is because she's young, so that's just, like...
It seems genuine.
Right, like, that's her personality. Do you think Warren was just, like... She's an older woman, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, yes, I would like a younger person to be in the White House, but whatever, I'm fine with it.
So I feel like I always tell you, like, the meaning of political correctness, like, is to do things to get a political advantage or to be liked. Like, when Hillary Clinton goes to Alabama, she has a southern accent, but when she goes up to New York, she loses that accent. Like, she's being politically correct. I felt like with Warren, she was trying to appeal, like, the younger vote. Like, Bernie, to me, just acts old, talks old. Like, he is an old dude, and he obviously has...
With obviously very progressive thoughts.
But, like, he has, like, we have photos of him at, like, rallies as a younger guy. Like, I feel like he doesn't try to, like, fall back on that. Yeah. I mean, obviously he brings it up, like, oh, I've been fighting for X, Y, Z since I was 20.
But it's, like, a factual thing.
Yes,
that, like,
I feel like Warren was trying really hard to be like, look at me, like, I'm cool, young, and hip. When, like you said, it's okay if she's an older woman. Like, that's fine. She has more experience. She's done more things. Like, it's not a bad thing that she's older. But, yeah.
So I kind of wonder if the way she talks and, like, her mannerism stems back when she was, like, not even a senator in Massachusetts. She was on a talk show, like, one of the late night shows. I can't remember who it was with, Jon Stewart maybe. And she came off very, like, almost, like, too factual, very much, like,
robotic,
disconnected, maybe? Like, this is how it is, and, like...
Zuckerberg? Facebook guy?
Kind of,
like, robot type of,
Yeah. And...
when he drinks water, people make fun of him.
I think it was Jon Stewart who had told her, like, you're not, like, your point isn't hitting because of the way you're, like, delivering the message. And they, like, kind of let her go back and do it again, and she was so much more, like, not warm about it, but she was
a speech coach or something.
No, well, because it was, like, on the fly, but she was just more, like, relaxed, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wonder if she kind of, like, thinks back to that, like, I can't just be, like, a Harvard law professor. Like, that's not where I can...
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's what it came from. She went, like, a 180, but maybe she swung too far for me. But, like I said, I got used to it, and then, like, I think she genuinely wanted to be president, and, like, not for a lot of wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I get all politicians are corrupt, but I felt like she had a good idea. She had a plan for everything. Like, she started to grow on me after a while. But at first, coming out of the gates, I was like, you're kind of weird. Like,
I mean, she announced, and I was gung-ho. She announced that, like, committee, and I was like, this is my person. This is, like, what I'm ready for. I was stoked. I was stoked up until she dropped out, really.
Yeah.
Like, this kind of brings me into my next point. If you're going to vote in the Maryland primaries now that it's just... Like, I know Tulsi's still part of it, but she has no chance.
Yeah, I wouldn't like, burn a vote on her or whatever.
Right. And I just genuinely don't agree with anything she says.
I don't know anything about her. I think that's probably a better reason why I wouldn't vote for her. I don't know anything about her.
But besides that, it's basically between Biden and Sanders. So I know my answer to if I'm voting in the primary, and it has changed in the last 6 hours.
Yeah.
Are you going to vote in the primary?
I think so. If I have work off, like, I don't know, like, if you go to vote, then I'm the one driving you there.
Oh, I mean, that's true.
So I
but
might
you
as
could,
well.
I mean, you could just be like, nah, screw that, I don't want it.
If I'm already there, like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's just more like if we get out of bed in time, or like, you know,
Yeah.
some days we just don't.
Oh God, we're probably gonna. You're gonna be on night shift.
When is it?
April 20th.
Yeah, I'll be on nights.
I mean, that might actually be a benefit though. We could go in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not you have that day off.
Yeah.
But I think they have to give you time to go vote. Maybe not in the primary. In the presidential election, they definitely have to.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like a legal requirement.
Yeah, I don't know about the primary.
But anyway, my opinion on voting in the primary changed literally today. On Monday, I was like, yeah, I'm going to vote. Like, if Warren's still in, I'm totally voting for Warren.
And then you said you weren't going to bother, right?
Well, yeah, and then Wednesday when she dropped it, I was like, well, now there's no point because I'm, no offense to any Biden fans, but he was kind of my least favorite guy until Bloomberg came in, and then I was like, shit, I like anybody but Bloomberg except Trump.
Yeah.
And then I was like, between him and Sanders, like, fuck it, I'm going to vote for whoever comes up.
Right.
And then today, I saw some videos of Biden and his, like, the stumbly things he has and, like, the memory issue, and he's so bad at speaking that I was just like, oh, dear shit. I have to vote for Sanders. Which, I mean, it makes sense logically, policy-wise, because he's so close to Warren's, like, policies that I would vote for Sanders. But I genuinely was like, fuck it, I'm not taking the time out of my day to go vote for an old white guy. Yeah. But now I'm going to take the time out of my day to go vote for an old white guy. A very seemingly nice old white guy.
Yeah.
So, now that, like, we went through everything with Hillary, and we see the way people treat, like, AOC for being, like, a strong, badass female, or, like, Ilhan Omar for being, like, a strong, badass female, and, like, slowly each female candidate dropped out, are we ready for a female president?
I don't
think
so.
You and I clearly are.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But at the same time, I didn't think we would vote a black president. But
Fair.
I think the misogyny is stronger than the racism.
Which is sad.
I don't know.
It's all sad.
I think because of, like, the whole, like, I think our culture is just we still are too dismissive of women. Like, obviously I call a lot of women females, and that's, you know, there's been, like, you're not supposed to do that because it, like, takes away not their identity, but it's like, they are grown-ass adults. You're not supposed to, like, what's the word? Like, simplify them to their sex. And I've read a few articles about it, but it's like this way to be like, oh, like, we use men a lot, but we don't say males. I've never heard someone say, like, oh, you know how males are, or let males be males. Like, I've never heard someone say males, because like, you see them as men. Like, they are respected, older human adults. A dog could be a female. Anything, you know, that has a gender could be a female, or a sex could be a female.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never thought of that. I've stopped saying woman and man just for, like, my own personal reasons, for, like, people who might not be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I've never thought about that. Now I'm like, crap, now I need to start saying males if I'm gonna, like, oh, look at that male. I try to say human, honestly.
Yeah, it's not like it's derogatory, but if you, it puts a weird spin on it. I've noticed that at work, because, like, being in the military, we do say, like, female a lot. We say, like, male uniform, female uniform, like, your flights are separated by male and female. Like, that was normal terminology. But once you, like, leave boot camp and
leave
tech
that
school,
bubble.
Like, I hear guys at work say, like, oh, you know, like, that's just how females are and something. It kind of, like, is starting
It's, like, a weird tone.
Yeah, it's starting to, like, grate on me, but I do it, too. So I've been trying to say, like, women. I know me and you have talked about, like, not calling grown-ass women girls.
Yes, I tried very hard not to call grown women girls.
Yeah. And I've tried that, too. I don't think I do girls as badly as, like, other people do.
Yeah, I don't think we do it nearly as much as we used to.
Yeah, I agree. I used to say it a lot more. But yeah, I've been trying to, like, not say female as much. Like, when I'm addressing a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never thought of that. I'm glad that you brought it up, though.
Yeah.
I feel like my opinion on that has now changed a little bit.
But as far as your question, I don't think we're ready for a woman.
Do you think in our lifetime we'll see a female president?
I think so.
Or a woman president?
Yeah.
See? I'm gonna change it.
Yeah, because we don't ever say, like, a male president. I mean, I guess it's the default setting.
Well, yeah, because they're just presidents.
But, yeah, I think in our lifetime we will.
Do you think either Bernie or Biden will ask a woman to be their VP?
Yes, I think it'd be silly not to. What I was going to say, too, is I feel like in a weird way, I feel like the first time we're gonna see a female or woman president would be if there was a Republican one or one on each side. Because I think men see a woman candidate as like this really far left, really like socialist, wants universal everything. Like they're too, because the left is very much like seen as like too PC, too like they're too soft. They're too like into like LGBT things. Yeah, like they're too correct.
They want to give everyone everything.
Yeah, and I think that's still too. It's not like American yet. Like I think maybe in Europe or overseas, but I don't think it's like. I don't think it's part of our American culture, so I don't think you're going to see a woman get elected.
So do you think if we elect Bernie, who's clearly very far progressive, do you think that'll open people's minds to then electing a woman?
I think it depends on how his presidency goes.
Okay, that's fair.
Because a lot of people in my work are like, no, like he's too progressive, he's too far left, he's going to ruin the economy, he's going to ruin the military, like that's not it. Like you can't have someone that's that like not passive or pacifist, but just like that, like European. Like we are America, and then there's the rest of the world. So I think it would depend how his presidency goes. Just like, I don't know, because I think Obama's presidency, I don't know. Do you think Obama's presidency was like universally was a good or a bad presidency?
For me, or for like
universally, just as a country, do you think people see it as a good presidency, or like we were ruined because of it?
As like. This is such a like middle of the road answer, but I think it genuinely depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
I don't think you can take a universal look at any presidency until it's been like a couple decades.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
You can now look at like FDR and people think like universally great president.
Great choice,
Second Bush, mediocre, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to get a couple decades or at least a decade away from that presidency, because right now like Trump defers back to like what Obama did, what the Obama presidency was. I think once we get to the next president, or, you know what I mean? Like, whether it's, like, Trump for another 4 years after that, or if it's Biden or Sanders, then I think there will be, like, a universal outlook of, like, oh, yeah, Obama was or wasn't.
Because I don't think we had a lot of, like, not white candidates run. When Trump and Hillary went up.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Obama ended. But, like, because they're always talking about, like, once you break that, like, glass ceiling, like, people follow you, or it's easier to do, like, once you break a world record, then, like, 5 other people break your record, or, like, it's, like, once you see someone do it, more people are able to, but it's, like, he ran it for 8 years, but then it was, like, all right, back to white people.
Well, yeah, in, like, obviously the Democratic primary had Hillary or Bernie.
Yeah.
And then the Republican one had 17 people.
Right. I guess you had Rubio.
Dr. Carson was one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a female. I can't think of her name.
I guess we had, for this run, we had Kamala Harris, right?
Kamala, yep.
Kamala? Yeah. So.
And, like, Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
Like.
So we had a little bit, but they didn't go very far.
Cory Booker, Julian Castro, like, the Democratic candidates this year were much more diverse than I think they've ever been.
That's a good point.
But the Republican candidates in 2016 were slightly diverse. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't just old white guys.
I do think it's funny that, like, once everyone knew, like, all right, Obama did his 8 years, like, now someone's gonna change. We had, like, what, 15 candidates run for Republican Party?
I think it was 17.
17? And then once Trump was president, it was like, all right, he hit his 4 years, and then we had, like, 13?
There was an astronomical amount at one point.
I feel like you could almost tell when people really didn't like the presidency. Yes. When everyone just goes balls to the walls, like, we need as many people, like, as many options as possible.
I think with Obama's presidency ending, Republicans were very much like,
now's our chance.
We need to, like, fix this. We need to, like, get someone in the White House.
That year, it was, like, 3 people for the Democrats. It was, like, Hillary and 2 other guys. Well, like, not, like, at the very end, but at the very beginning. I remember a debate having 3 people.
Oh, yeah, there was another one.
There was 3 people, like...
Yeah. He didn't last very long.
Yeah, but, like, so obviously the Republicans were like, all right, like, time to, like, go in here.
Find everyone you can.
Yeah.
So I only have a few other questions about this one topic is, how do you feel about, like, Biden's, like, people say, like, Biden doesn't have the best memory, and, like, he's clearly not the man that he used to be with all of his, like, stumbles, and, you know what I mean? Like, do you think that's fair?
I don't know. I feel like the bar has been set in a really weird place where, like, I don't think that's a disqualifying factor anymore. Like,
but should it be a standard that we hold ourselves to as
I
a different
guess.
party. Like, you can go do whatever you want
Yeah.
on that side, but, like, maybe we hold ourselves differently.
I guess you could, but I think it might hurt you. Like, not you, but the Democratic Party. Like, because I feel like if you hold the standard too high, then maybe you're not gonna, not meet the, like, you might put yourself out of some voters, like, thoughts or arena, like, they might not consider. I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously all three of them are very old. Yeah. They're all over 70.
Yeah.
Like, they're not getting any younger.
They're all getting very close to 80.
Well, yeah, like, me and, I don't know if it's Tim or Dom, but we were talking about, like, obviously there's a minimum age of 35. But what is, like, the other limit? Like, there's not one, but should there be one?
Should there be?
Right.
I mean, it's almost like anything, like, should there be a limit on people in Congress or on senators, Supreme Court? Like, as crappy as it is, and I love some people that are in Congress and on the Supreme Court, yeah, there really should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you get to make a life and a very good living off the backs of the people who are paying for you.
Yeah.
And you get to think, like, oh, I get to live this fancy fucking life, but you're not making changes that the people in your district want.
Yeah.
You're just a very good talking piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, last thing, and I'm gonna kind of combine it because they were separate in my head, but Bernie Bros.
Yeah.
Thoughts, feelings on them, and to tag off of that, with Warren dropping out, do you think there's, like, any one or thing particular to blame? Like,
of her dropping out?
Yeah. Like, of her not, like, doing better.
I think the way the Democratic Party kind of fucked Bernie last go around has made them being, like, Bernie Bros just so, like,
angry,
resentful, angsty, like, and I don't know if that's why I think Warren didn't do as well as she could because she's a woman. I mean, obviously, like I said, Hillary won her spiel, but there was only 3 people. Like, I feel like it's a lot easier. I feel like people...
wasn't it a pretty close race between her and Sanders for a very long time?
I think so.
And then he obviously got screwed over by, like, the DNC and shit.
Yeah, because I don't think Warren was, like, incompetent. I don't think she had bad ideas. She had, like, plans and stuff. Like, I feel like she was well put together, but I think the reason she didn't win is just, like, a mixture of Bernie fans being so, like, ravaged about it, and then the fact that she's a woman.
So now I actually have a hypothetical, and then we can end this.
Yeah.
Do you think when Warren announced that she was running, if Bernie had backed her instead of running, do you think our top 2 would look different?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, obviously Sanders wouldn't be there if he had backed Warren.
Well, that's what I say. I guess Sanders wouldn't be there, so because she did better than Buttigieg, then maybe she would be the top 2. But I don't know, because, like, it goes back to, like, in what year, I mean? So 2016, it was, like, Bernie or bust, and, like, I don't know. I feel like even if Bernie endorsed someone, I don't know. I think his fans would have been like, well, I don't want to, like, vote for anyone else. Like, I only want to vote for you.
I feel like a lot of them would have swung to Warren because, I mean, on Twitter, the whole thing is, like, they have such close policies. Yeah. Why wouldn't you swing to them? Which I understand it. Logically, it makes sense.
I guess. Maybe after the fact, like, having 4 years of Trump, maybe they would have been like, all right, like, I'm willing to shift it. I just don't... I guess I based that off of in 2016, they weren't willing to shift to anyone. Yeah. Like, it was Bernie or bust, and that was it. Whereas maybe after 4 years of having a Republican president, they would be willing to be like, all right, like, if Bernie endorses, maybe, like, we will type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess the top 2 would look different. Yeah. But...
I try not to think too hard about it, because then it just makes me sad, because I'm like, would Biden have ran? Would, like, more women have done better? Would Buttigieg have done even better than he did?
Why
like,
did he drop?
Buttigieg?
Didn't that seem really random? Because he was doing pretty good in the polls.
Ran him in the sense that, like, he was kind of doing well, not ran him in the sense that he's a moderate, Amy's a moderate.
Yeah.
They backed Biden to win the vote.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
For them and, like, winning.
Yeah, I just thought it was, like, I wasn't expecting him to drop, and I was like,
well, because otherwise they would have split that one vote 3 ways.
Yeah.
So now instead of everyone getting 10% and Sanders getting 30,
yeah, that's fair.
Biden gets 40 and we call it a day and he wins many delegates.
Right.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you for giving me your opinion.
Yeah. So for my piece was basically how is the coronavirus affecting, like, entertainment venues, like, just venues in general, whether it be sports, esports, concerts, like, festivals. So the South by Southwest, like, music, arts, like, entertainment venue was canceled due to coronavirus. And Overwatch League, so I'm a big Overwatch League fan. Justice won today.
Woo!
They beat Boston. But they have, like, I want to say 4 or 5 teams located in Asia, and all their
none of them have like been able to play.
So in 2020 was the first year we were doing homestead games. Last year, everyone played in LA. All the teams
minus like a couple of random like testings.
Maybe
they did like a game or two in like Texas or something.
Yeah, Texas I think maybe had 1 or 2. So this year's supposed to be like, oh, we're doing homestead games. And
it's like a big deal.
Yeah, coronavirus happened, and like those Asian teams haven't played at all this season, and they obviously canceled all their homestead games. So to me, that was a big deal. Obviously, I wouldn't go there for their games regardless, but it still sucks.
Yeah. And
then the League of Legends tournament, or the professional league, is postponing. They were supposed to come back after the Lunar New Year, and they postponed it because of coronavirus. And then for the Tokyo Games, if it's not fixed by May, if it's not contained by May, they're canceling the Summer Olympics.
And then when you had told me you wanted to talk about this, I looked it up a little bit, because I had read on Twitter that the NBA had sent out a memo to all the teams saying, like, you should start making contingency plans to play without spectators, like, on a very limited staff, no media, and, like, that's going to be eerie to play, like...
in an empty stadium?
An empty stadium.
Right, just bleachers.
I also learned that Green Day had actually canceled all of their tour dates in Asia for their Hella Mega Tour, which I think is kind of wild.
Yeah.
And lastly, like, for me, that was, like, kind of interesting, is that the London Book Fair actually got canceled. And you probably don't know what this is. Most people don't. But it's where, like, agents and writers and publishers, like, thousands and thousands, like, think, like, 20, 30,000 of them go, like, every year to, like, meet and, like, mingle and do all these things. And it was canceled because 2 of, like, the really big publishers, so, like, HarperCollins and Penguin Random House, ended up dropping.
Yeah.
So the organizer was like,
what's the point?
Well, I have to very reluctantly cancel this.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious, like, I know this is your piece, but I am curious, like, financially, does this screw a lot of people over?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, it's the economy. Yeah. Like, you're affecting the world's economy because you're affecting, like, getting my glasses. Like, that was postponed because of productions in China. Yeah.
I heard iPhones are being, like, affected a little bit.
So with Apple, they put all their eggs in one basket. They don't have it. They have one... It wasn't Apple. I think so. We talked about the PlayStation and the Xbox on the All the Gaming podcast and how that could be delayed. But what about Sony, and I want to say Microsoft, is they have stuff in Singapore, I want to say. Some other Asian country. I think it was Singapore, maybe. So they kind of have, like, an alternate location.
Yeah.
But Apple's all in China. Like, so, it's literally all in China.
I don't want to give this talking point to Republicans, but I'm going to. Because it's always like, you know, America should have more, like, factories and, like, engineering. I'm like, does this kind of bring the point that, like, maybe everyone should stop, like, outsourcing to any other country? Like, obviously, like, I understand, like, cost and, like, wanting to save money, but I would be more willing to spend a little bit more money on many things if it meant, like, I'm not going to be screwed out of it. Like, the fact that I have to go grocery shopping on Thursday and I'm like, crap, we might not have toilet paper to buy is a little annoying.
But yeah, like, on the economy piece, like, so the Game Developer Conference was canceled. PAX East still went on, but Sony pulled out of it. And it's like, if the PlayStation 5 and Xbox get delayed, like, there's obviously all these, like, repercussions. And, like,
all these other things.
Overwatch League is obviously losing money because they could have sold out whole stadiums to people.
Well, yeah, and then I'm kind of wondering, so, like, for, like, the Hella Mega Tour, do they have to refund all the money? Because now they lost money. Right. And outside of even just, like, a financial impact, like, mentally for the people who, like, go to concerts because it's, like, a nice, you know, like, release for them, or to, like, esports, or to, like, just NBA sports, or whatever, like, now mentally, like, you're just, like, stuck in, like, your one place. Like, being quarantined for 14 days is already kind of crappy.
It's like an unofficial quarantine.
But then, like...
Or observation period, I guess.
Well, yeah, and then, like... But now it's even longer, because now we have to contain it, and it can't, like, leave. Like, I heard in Milan, like, they were now, like, containing, like... Milan, because it's just starting to, like, get too big.
Yeah.
But I'm like, crap, now you can't even leave, like...
Yeah. I feel like so I know, like, with Justice playing in DC today... Like, obviously there's been cases in, like, Bethesda and Rockville, like, it's starting to get to DC, so it's, like, when they play, I think they play here again in, like, week 9 or 10, so, like, 4 or 5 weeks from now, like, is it going to progress to the point where they cancel that homestead, whereas, like, today was fine, but 4 or 5 weeks from now, is it worse or is it better?
I think it'll depend on what was just released today, that a person who went to CPAC, which is, like, I think it's a conservative thing, it was, like, a 4-day stint, and someone who was infected with coronavirus didn't know about it, just tested positive.
And they were there.
And that's where, like, Trump was there, a bunch of, like, Republican leaders were there, thousands of people were there, so it's like...
Yeah.
Well, great.
So, yeah, I know Trump was supposed to go to the CDC on Friday, and earlier in the week, they had canceled, saying Trump's not going. And then towards the end, I think people were like, why would you not go to the CDC? Like, you're supposed to be on top of this coronavirus. So then he was like, we will go. But I guess they had a report that, like, someone at the CDC had been infected. So they didn't want Trump to go there, and, like, his like, Secret Service and, like, obviously all his posse. But it's like, if they ended up going to that the convention anyway, it's like...
And what really bothers me is, like, obviously there's, like, a shortage on, like, tests for it here in the U.S. Mm-hmm. But you know, like, if he got it, or literally anyone...
It would be...
semi-important. You know that's going to be tested real quick.
Yeah. I mean, whereas, it's like the military, when leadership wants something, it's like, all of a sudden, there's money, there's time,
right, like,
there's people.
Now we have all these things.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, thanks.
The company Carmen works for, they actually were in an article, because they're, like, the central hub for, like, creating different, like, not, like, obviously they haven't come up with a vaccine yet, but, like, they're testing to figure out stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, she sent me a picture of it, so they were mentioned in there that they're doing work on coronavirus.
So, yeah, lots of things affected by shitty things.
Yeah.
So outside of, like, you know, political news and, like, entertainment things, I believe we have a very cool topic to kind of end this with.
So I'm big on Reddit. Like, I don't post a lot, but I have a couple subreddits that I follow. And I always tell people, like, there's a subreddit for everything. There's one for stapling bread to trees. There's one for eating oranges in the shower, which I still want to do.
There's one for Sims and librarians.
There's one for dragons having sex with cars.
Like, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, there's normal things and there's really weird things.
Yeah, like, I have the normal things.
But there's one that I follow that I got you into, and I got our friend Dom and Allie into.
It's so, and I have to admit, it's one of those things that, like, if you need to have a really good talk with someone, or if you have, like, an argument with someone, you need to get back into, like, chatting again, this is such a good way to, like, build up that, like...
It's a good icebreaker, I guess, in a way.
It's so good.
So the subreddit is called Am I the Asshole? So the way it works is you're not supposed to downvote assholes. You're supposed to upvote the interesting topics to go to the top of that subreddit. But you judge the person. You judge, like, the OP, or you judge someone in their story. So you can say you're the asshole. You can say not the asshole. You can say no assholes here, or everyone sucks. Or you can do, like, I think just like a no judgment, or, like, need more info, or, like, this is outside the scope of Reddit. So I read them, and then usually I'll tell Kristen, like, hey, like, I want your opinion on something.
And they're literally, like, so much fun to read and like, understand.
Because I always ask her, like, do you think that they asked them? And I'll tell, like, well, the top comments thought they weren't.
So there was one we talked about today that I was very much in disagreement with.
So this one was pretty good. So it was the title, Not Telling My Stepsister I Knew Her Husband Is Gay.
Huh.
So the setting, OP is a gay guy and has a stepsister, but they're, like, when their parents got married, the stepsister was, like, in her 20s and OP was kind of younger, so they don't have a super close relationship. Yeah. They are related.
It's like me and my step-siblings. Not a super close relationship.
So OP went to a gay club, and they kept seeing their stepsister's husband there, and they made some joke, like, oh, like, I keep seeing you at this gay club. And I guess the, like, stepsister's husband, like, started crying. I was like, it's because I'm gay, but, like, you can't tell anyone because it'll ruin my family. They have a kid together, stepsister and the gay guy. And, like, you just, like, I'm not ready to come out, like, it'll destroy my life type of thing. So for 2 years, OP knew that husband was gay. So I guess one day, husband's watching gay porn, wife walks in, or, I don't know, I didn't say the details of it, but she finds out, they discuss it, and he's like, yeah, I'm gay. So they end up, like, separating. She told him, like, you'll never see your kid again, like...
Jesus.
So I guess they're from a more, like, conservative, like...
Clearly.
Country or ethnicity where, like, it's, like, a bigger deal than it is in the States. So she, like, went off on this thing and, like, shunned him away. And then she found out that OP knew for 2 years. So she was like, why wouldn't you tell me? Like, we're family. Like, he wasted 2 years of my life. Like, we have a kid together. So OP's like, am I the asshole? Because you're not supposed to out someone, but she's family. Like, should she have known 2 years back that her husband was gay? So I'm kind of curious what your your judgment is on that.
Instantly, not the asshole.
Okay.
I think it definitely sucks that he didn't tell her and that she didn't know, and, like, that's 2 years. But I'm a full believer that you shouldn't out anybody.
Yeah.
Like, if he was willing to live his whole life with this woman and be like, for you, I will play, like, the straight and narrow, like, we obviously have sex because we had a kid, like,
right.
And I'll just, like, watch gay porn, but I will, like, play my part. Fucking let him do what he wants.
So the request for info was, because he's at these gay bars, is he hooking up with guys?
Okay, fair.
Because then maybe she should know that he's having sex with men.
So my thing is, like, if he's cheating on her, that's something you...
Right, so someone brought up, so OP said he never saw him cheat. He thought it was just, like, an emotional cheating, but he wasn't sure. because he was a gay guy who went to the gay clubs. He's like, I don't know if for sure he is or is not cheating.
Right.
But I think that's a valid point, because if someone's cheating,
then I think it changes the game a little bit. I don't think you have to say like, hey,
That's
he's
true.
cheating on you with a guy.
That's true.
Just be like, you might want to ask, or
you
talk
might want to
about
get like STD or STI
or
check
something. Yeah, I don't think he's.
I'm
the
gonna
asshole.
see what the top judgment, because I want to say it was everyone sucks here.
I can agree with that too. Everyone
Yeah.
does kind of suck. Like, he sucks for like lying, but I get why he lied.
Right.
Like, OP sucks for lying, but I get why he lied.
Right. Like, it's kind of.
She kind of sucks for being a sucky person.
And I got 7 awards. Like, people loved this post. So the number 1 comment is not the asshole.
Oh, see.
So it's, your sister needs psychiatric help. The boyfriend deserves to know the truth. Your mother's also an asshole for encouraging this behavior from your. So I guess the family like was on this
like rallied
side.
behind.
Like, you should have told her, she should know, type of thing. For encouraging this behavior from your sister and expecting you to lie for her. Lying to someone about having a miscarriage is heinous. Oh, SVU. These crimes are especially heinous. This poor guy would be mourning the losses. Oh, this is the wrong one. Whoops. Hold on.
That's really funny.
Now I can't find it. But it's,
okay.
It's a big
but
one.
whatever.
Yeah.
We'll have to write down that for next time. But anyway, yeah, I think
it's, and everyone sucks here. I don't know, because it's hard, because like OP, I guess OP isn't the asshole, because the husband is the one that's cheating, whether emotionally or otherwise.
He's not the asshole. The other people involved are the assholes.
Yeah, so I guess not the asshole.
Right. For like the gay guy, the gay husband is the asshole for not being honest with her. But like I said, I understand why. But more so for like stringing her along. Like he didn't have to say he was gay. He could have just been like, I want a divorce. I'm not in love with you.
Right. That's what I was literally about to say. He could have just, without outing himself, could have
found any other reason.
I fell out of love. I just don't want this anymore.
He could have been like, I found a new woman.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I want to be a Buddhist monk. Like, whatever. And then she's the asshole for the way she went about it.
Yeah, like,
towards the husband and towards the brother.
Right.
Yeah. OP's not the asshole. The other two are.
I guess part of it too is like, she's grieving, so does she get like some leeway for lashing out at stepbrother, being like, you're my family, you should have told me?
I mean, I think there's forgiveness in most things, especially when you are like hurt. Like, you say things that you genuinely don't mean or wouldn't have said otherwise. But at the same time, I also believe like you tend to say the truth when you're really upset.
Yeah. Maybe not the way you want to say it, but
you get to the end point that you would have regardless, just in a way you didn't like.
Yeah.
So, yes and no. She does.
Fair.
That's what I think. What did you think?
Like I said, I don't think...
you had said everyone sucks here.
It was a mix between everyone sucks and not the asshole.
Okay. So, we've gone through newsy things. Mm-hmm. We've gone through entertainment-y things. Mm-hmm. We've gone through fun, am I the asshole things. So, we used to do this thing... if you haven't watched our last video, you'll learn more about us if you go through that. We used to go to marriage counseling because we went through some shit. And then we started doing this thing every night before bed. We would say, what was the best part of your day? What was the worst part of your day? And then what's the best part of tomorrow and the worst part of tomorrow? So we're kind of pulling that in now. And we're going to do what was the best part of this last week? What was the worst part of this last week? And what are you looking forward to this next week? So do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Go first.
Cool.
So, best part of my week was getting feedback from my supervisor.
Mm-hmm. Always a good time.
I'm a big fan of feedback and mentorship.
Yes.
So I really enjoy getting feedback. So in the Air Force every year, well, when you get a new supervisor, you're supposed to get feedback from your supervisor. So we did that. We sat down Friday and did that. So that was good. I really you get to learn your expectations from your supervisor. You get to tell your supervisor your expectations for them. You talk about your goals, personal, professionally. You just get to know each other and stuff. Like, I get off on that. So I really enjoyed that. That was my favorite part. And then the worst part of this week was Monday and Tuesday I did not get enough sleep. Like, Sunday night...
yeah, not nearly enough.
I went to bed late, and then Monday night I went to bed late.
For the full, both days, you probably had a total of, 9 hours.
Yeah, it was rough. I was really hurting, and I was like, never again.
You came home Monday. We had, dinner. I think we said, a few things to each other, and she was asleep by, 7. Maybe not 7. It was probably,
so
8.
Monday I stayed up late because I played fucking Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
So then Tuesday
Tuesday that you went to bed.
No. I was like, I've had about 8 hours between the 2 days.
Yeah, Tuesday she was asleep by 8:30.
Yeah.
It was a very lonely night.
Tuesday was rough.
It really wasn't that bad because you had the next day off.
Yeah, Tuesday was rough.
Alright. So I'll tell you mine and then we'll talk about this next week. My best for this week was the fact that I finished one of my classes and I got a 97 in it.
Yeah, you did.
So props to fucking me. I'm a little smarty pants. Worst part of this week is I'm still in another class and I had to start my final project this week. And by the end of it, it's going to be like 40 to 50 pages long. It's due in like 2.5 weeks. I've slightly panicked over it. Not nearly as much
That's
as
true.
I think I would if I wasn't on medication.
Yeah.
But that it's been rough so far. I have like 5 topics that I am trying to narrow it down to one. Haven't yet. Need to very soon. Should have narrowed it down on like Wednesday, but here we are Saturday. So that's the worst part of my week. What are you looking forward to this week?
I think I said more sleep. No. So I only worked 2 days this week.
Yes.
So I worked this weekend. I worked Friday. I took Saturday off, and I worked Sunday. So when I leave work Sunday, I'll have Monday, Tuesday off. I work Wednesday, Thursday. I have a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
always exciting.
my like
Those
week
weeks
of,
are the best.
Yeah, my week where I work 2 days is obviously my favorite week,
Yeah.
rather than working 5 days for 12 hours each. So
What I'm looking forward to is because you have all those days off, is doing our Lego set.
yes,
We just bought a new Lego set. I think we're probably gonna try and get back into doing Lego sets, because we used to do them a lot when we were kind of going through counseling. We went camping.
Yeah, that's not really our thing.
Yeah, we used to do one other thing. What was it?
Pokemon Go?
No, we used to like build. Oh, we built a lot of IKEA furniture. That
No.
has nothing to do with this. That's what I was thinking though. But anyway, we used to do a lot of Lego sets, and it's a really great communication tool. If you have one person read the directions and the other person build it without being able to look at the directions,
Yeah.
holy mother of God, will you find some good communication skills.
Yeah, because you can't just be like, well, grab the thing and stick it on the thing. Like, you have to describe each
Right,
piece,
like,
and then
what
you
it
have
looks
questions,
like
well, what do you mean? Like,
place it on top, but do I place it in the middle, to the side, to the corner? Like,
is it a square or is it a cube? Because one's
it's
flat,
different.
Yeah.
And is it light gray or dark gray?
Right.
So, I'm looking for... There were people outside.
There's a window. We're on the first floor, so there's
That was
people.
very confusing.
It's Saturday night.
But I would show you the Lego set, but it would be too much to get it. But it's building little dinosaurs.
You can kind of see it. It's right here. But yeah, it's 3 different dinosaur skeletons. So Triceratops,
a T-Rex,
and I was trying to think
Pterodactyl.
That's the one I wanted to say.
And we've had the conversation before of like, if you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be? And I'm very much a Triceratops. Megan is very stereotypically a T-Rex. I don't know what we'll do with the pterodactyl.
That's because you're a tryhard. Get it? Triceratops.
Are you a T-Rex because you have little arms?
And a big head. Well, actually, you have a big head.
Wow. And on that note, guys, we appreciate you listening. We'll be back on Wednesday with another like topic video. Very much just kind of explaining
our relationship, right?
It's all about our relationship like timeline and why we like to talk and why we're good at it.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. It'll be up 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Did you set a little cue or you just...
I did. Ooh, fancy.
So we won't be late.
Yeah.
It'll be automatic.
It'll
That's
be there.
cool.
And then we'll do another one of these for next Saturday. So that's kind of the plan is every Saturday we'll do like a, so I want your opinion. And then every Wednesday it'll kind of be like a topic-y thing.
Yeah.
Which ironically is on Wife Wednesday. We'll tell you about that one time too.
So, yeah. Like, subscribe,
Comment.
thumbs up. That's a like, right?
Yeah, that's a
on
like.
YouTube,
Comment.
And,
Just do the YouTubey things. You know what they are. You're not dumb. Do the YouTube things. We appreciate you watching.
thanks.
Bye.